Ms. Hamm, you are here today to prove to Mr. Kisner that he fathered your 11-month-old son, Zayden.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're joined by your mother, who says that she is tired of stepping up to play daddy whenever Mr. Kisner decides to run out of your lives.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Kisner, you've given everything up to be with Ms. Hamm, but now you claim her promiscuous and foggy past have caused you to doubt that you fathered her son.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Hamm, what does Mr. Kisner do for your son?
Well, he may be there physically for Zayden, but he's not there financially. He doesn't have a steady job. He doesn't do as much as I would want him to do.
Have you been there for the child, Mr. Kisner?
Yes, I haven't been there, but yes, I have.
Miss Willin, you said you're tired of playing daddy because you got to step up.
Yeah, he is there right now, but he's 11 months old. He wasn't there for the birth. And as far as a baby shower or anything like that, his family didn't want to be a part of that because they didn't think that Zayden was his.
So, Mr. Kisner, you admit that you try to be there physically when you can.
Yes.
Why haven't you supported the child financially at all?
I'm trying my best, Your Honor. I do not have a steady job, that's right. But I'm trying my best to be there for Zayden, just doing everything I can to just live where I'm living right now, and I am so grateful.
And you seem emotional right now. What are you feeling?
Well, Your Honor, I betrayed my family. My family spent $200 for me to get back home, and I was very sick at the time.
When you say you betrayed your family, what do you mean by that?
Well, I came back home and my family was telling me, don't go back there. You know, you're here now, we got you back home, don't do that. And I just decided to go back there.
Why is that a
my child.
betrayal?
I just feel that's what my family thought.
They don't want you to go back because they don't believe that Zayden is your biological child.
Yes, Your Honor.
And why are there doubts?
At the time of his birth, I was showing my family his photographs that Ashley had sent, and they tell me he doesn't look like me.
You know what? I don't agree with that. We have photos right here, and you put them side to side, and they look exactly alike.
Which photos did you bring? May I see those, please, Jerome? What are these photos of, Ms. Hamm?
It's Zayden and him when they were both babies.
So these are photos of Mr. Kisner when he was a baby and of Zayden as a baby.
Yes.
Probably around the same age.
And you think they look alike. There's a resemblance.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
But your family, Mr. Kisner, says there is no resemblance.
Correct. But I also have my doubts because she has been unfaithful.
Give me specifics. Tell me exactly why you doubt. You say she's been unfaithful. Specifically how?
Well, Your Honor, she slept with my close friend.
Oh.
I've known since I was little.
Did you sleep with his good friend, Ms. Hamm?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Why would you sleep with his good friend?
Well, we were dating for a couple weeks, and his friend had broken up with my friend. He just wasn't there for me at the time. I felt like we were both partying, and he wasn't talking as much.
So you weren't really getting along with Mr. Kisner that well?
No.
You felt like he wasn't stepping up to the plate as a boyfriend or doing what you need?
So
why
I broke
is
up
it you
with
chose
him.
to date?
I broke up with him, and then
Why his friend, though?
I don't know. We went to a hotel for one day, and then I picked him up the next day, and I told him the truth, and he still wanted everything to do with me. And
So you felt awful about it, and you immediately told Mr. Kisner.
yes, that was the next day.
And he said he still wanted to be in a relationship with you.
Yes.
Is that true, Mr. Kisner?
Yes, that's true, Your Honor. I believe that Miss Hamm could show me change, and, you know, she did. She really stepped up as a mother and left all that life behind. So,
She did.
She did.
So, Ms. Hamm, were you with anyone else?
No. Not besides his friend, and then that's it. I got taken advantage of at a party, and that was in like September.
and
Your Honor,
where she
can I
was
please
at.
say something?
Yes, ma'am.
She was in a bad place before she had Zayden. That's why I was so worried.
Well, when
was
she talks about going to
self-medicating, she was
hotel
doing
rooms
drugs.
with men and drinking and doing drugs, you know,
That
I
was
have to
one
ask the
day.
difficult questions. When you're drinking and doing drugs, do you truly remember everything you've done?
Yes, I do.
You do.
I know what I did, and I told him exactly what happened the next day.
They are both in my home right now, and I believe that Mr. Kisner is insecure, and she is also insecure. They're very young. They're playing house. With these results, that's why we need this.
They even playing house. You gotta have a house to play house.
They're playing house
They
in
at
my
your
house.
And this is the exact reason, right, Jerome, that we talk about in this courtroom. I tell young people all the time, you don't have any business having sex and engaging in activities that produce human beings that you can't take care of when you can't take care of yourself.
Your Honor, I agree.
The real world now.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that since she's been a mother, she has been an amazing mom, a completely different person. You know, we made that choice as a family to move out of state to get her away from friends, and that way that life could never come up again. She can start new. But they both have an opportunity here to start fresh, to start new, and put the past behind them. But it has to be on their expense and not me and my husband and my other 2 kids. You know, I'm working 2 40-hour-a-week jobs just to support everybody. It's on my shoulders.
That is not fair to you.
And I am doing it because she didn't have her biological father. I made a choice when she was young that I wasn't gonna have a bad life for her. So my husband and me have been raising her together since she was 3 months old. So she is his, not biologically, but in any way that counts. So they have to make a choice. If they are gonna put that in the past and be a family and move on positively, or if he is gonna throw that in her face that Zayden is not his, because never once in the 20 years that I've been with my husband has he ever said, Ashley's not mine, I'm not gonna do this.
And that is admirable, I must say. So, Ms. Willin, do you believe Mr. Kisner is Zayden's biological father?
100%, I don't have any doubt.
You
I
do?
just don't. He's a great guy. He's great with Zayden. He's a great father. They just need that direction. They need that push. They need that oomph.
Mr. Kisner, is your doubt because your family doesn't think he's yours, or do you personally truly believe that this child is not yours?
Your Honor, I have so much doubt.
I don't believe that, because when I was around him in the beginning for 6 months, he was, you know, all about Ashley's pregnancy. And every time he had doubt was when he came back from his family's house. Okay?
So you feel like he was
They
he was
wanna
buying
contribute-
in, he was trying to step into this role of
Yes,
father, and then
and it
when
just
he'd go
seemed-
home,
Yes.
he'd come back and it'd be like you have to start all over again.
Yes, Your Honor. We need the results for this test. This is why it's gonna go back and forth, okay? When they're in fight mode, when I come home after 19 hours, this is the fight mode that I get. I get he said, she said, this is, that is. What it is I am supporting this family, okay? I am taking away from my younger children to support this family, okay?
And Your Honor-
And they need
And you
to
know
pull
what
it
the
together.
truth is, Ms. Willin, I really don't know why you're doing it, because I've been asking Mr. Kisner, why does he doubt
I doubt.
that this child
We
is
were
his,
having
and you have
sex
not
every
given me
day
one
without
reason.
a condom. So that's why I know. I know what I did and I know what I didn't do. We were having
Is that-
sex every day without a condom.
Your Honor, I agree. I agree. Thing is that she would take off on me and leave me without knowledge of where she would go, what would actually be going on. The stories would not match up.
So you
would
feel
think
like
everything.
she would go places and not tell you where she is, and you thought she was cheating?
Yes.
But did you ever find any proof that she was cheating? Did you see her with someone?
did not.
Someone tell you they saw her?
Well,
What about everything was fine for 6 months and Ashley was gonna stay with you and have the baby when we moved to Florida and we were gonna send for both of you, but that lasted 3 days. I had to go pick up Ashley because this is the first time I'm hearing that he doubted that Zayden was his. Okay? So for 6 months, everything's fine, but the reason why I had to go pick her up is because he was actually out all that night.
So
And
during
they got
these
into
times,
another fight.
Mr.
and then
Kisner,
that was
during
it.
these times that you say Ms. Hamm disappeared or she didn't tell you where she was and you didn't know where she was there ever an occasion when she came back where facts were revealed to you that she had maybe been intimate with someone else or had a relationship with someone else?
maybe over texting, yes. And then there was also...
You don't get pregnant through the text.
Oh, okay. I understand that. But
She's texting, so she's flirting. Well, you can't get pregnant like that.
No.
What else?
there's doubt right there.
Because
Your
you feel
Honor.
like the texting and the flirting may be indicative of a larger relationship that could be going on.
Exactly.
What else?
Well, whenever I landed in Florida the second time, I was on Ashley's phone and I found proof that she was talking to somebody else and it was saved in her pictures. I don't know if she knew or not, but she would be talking about she's got booty for decades to this other male.
You would see in her phone evidence of sexual conversations she was having with other men.
Pretty much. I mean, like innuendos.
Is there anything else you found? Anything else you found that would in some way suggest to the reasonable person that perhaps Ms. Hamm had been sleeping with somebody else?
Well, I was talking to one of her other male friends because they were almost together all the time too. She was going with them, going to places I don't know of. She would tell me, yeah, but is that really where she went? I don't know. She would come home 2 to 3, 4 hours later and just would tell me the same story. Oh, we went to go get something to eat. Well, we live in a small town, Your Honor. It's about 1.5 miles down the road to go get something to eat. Either way, even though it's a small
You
town,
have to go to Kenosha or Antioch, and that's far.
which is 1.5 miles away
No, it's not.
from where I live.
So,
and she would
all
have
right.
the mail come pick her up from my house.
Ms. Hamm, let me ask you, because Mr. Kisner is obviously having trouble talking about and explaining what his doubt really is, and yet he seems to truly have that. Do you know of something that would cause him to doubt whether or not Zayden was his biological child? Did you have sex with anyone else? Did a circumstance present itself that would make things seem a little unclear as to whether or not he truly is this child's biological father?
I mean, before we started dating, I had sat him down. I was like, listen, I've been through a lot. I have been with cheaters, and I was a cheater because I was cheated on. I would do the same thing. I let him know who I was before he had anything to do with me. I laid down everything, and he still wanted to be with me. He still wanted everything to do with me. So I think maybe the things that I've told him I've done to other people, he's gonna put that in his head. I mean, who wouldn't?
So, Mr. Kisner, have you developed a bond with Zayden?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're very emotional about this child. Why is it you're so attached to this child when you say your family doesn't know if this child's yours and you don't know if this
Because
child's
he
yours?
deep down knows.
He knows.
But I still have my doubts because of what's went on during our relationship.
I think it's time for the results. Jerome? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Hamm versus Kisner, when it comes to 11-month-old Zayden Hamm, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Kisner, you are not the father. Obviously, there were some facts left out of your testimony. Do you know who Zayden's father is since it's been determined that it is not?
Really not.
You don't really know?
I just don't get it. I was with him every day. Now it's just a mystery, and I have to live with that myself.
Could it be the friend's child?
He is blonde hair and blue-eyed with
Well,
like
that
me.
doesn't. Let's not go on physical looks. Did you use protection when you slept with his friend?
Yes.
You did. Was there any other man besides Mr. Kisner you were having unprotected sex with?
All I know is that time at the party. I remember at the end, and I freaked out and stopped, and then that's when he was trying to pick me up, and my phone died.
Were you drinking and doing drugs that night?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I mean, I'm there. I'm gonna be there. Even if the father decides to show up, I'm gonna be there.
Well, Mr. Kisner, your testimony, your remarks, and your intentions are admirable. They are. But standing here in this emotional moment, Mr. Kisner, and saying, I'm going to step up and be there for this young woman and this young child, I know good and well, too, young people your age, you don't even possess the maturity level to operate appropriately in these situations, and that's evident by what you're dealing with right now. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You're going to do a whole bunch of things you haven't done up to this point. Ms. Allen, you were in court today claiming the defendant, Mr. Lavant, is denying your 6-month-old daughter, Layla, only because he's desperate to try to keep your affair with him a secret. You're here to expose that secret and prove paternity. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lavant, you and your girlfriend say you know you are not the biological father of the child in question and will prove your claim today in court. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Allen, so what upsets you most about the situation today?
He denying our child, and he needs to step up to be a man.
Why do you think he's denying the baby?
Because of his girlfriend, of course. His girlfriend telling him lies.
The girlfriend tells him lies?
Yes, Your Honor.
Like what?
No, I don't.
Telling him that the baby don't look like him.
That baby too light.
My baby do not to like, just because I have to like dark. And he don't want to break up his happy home with his girlfriend.
So you believe this is all about the girlfriend?
Yes.
Mr. Lavant, are you denying this child because you're trying to keep your relationship with your girlfriend?
No.
No. So you have a family together, you and your girlfriend?
Yes.
So there's a lot at stake here. You have children?
Yes, we do.
How many?
3.
You have 3 children.
Yes.
How did you end up getting into a sexual relationship with Ms. Allen?
At the time, we was going through something, and we split up for just the one night.
You split up for one night.
It was not one
we
night,
just split up.
Your Honor.
Like, we was going through some stuff,
No, it wasn't.
and
Yes, it
we
was.
had
No,
a
it
break
wasn't.
for a minute.
Look,
Yes,
girl.
it was
No,
a
it
one-night
wasn't.
stand.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
You just married because I got my baby, so be quiet. You wasn't here.
So wait a minute.
You tried to
wasn't
break up a
there.
happy
You
home
wasn't
because you knew we had
there.
3
Whatever.
kids
Like I
together
said,
for the
okay,
longest.
whatever.
You've been
Whatever. I'm here
commenting on
today
my
to prove-
Facebook profiles and
no,
all
I
that.
was there because I was telling you to keep him away from me.
No,
So
you've
thank
been
you.
stalking
Okay,
our
let's
relationship.
get some order because I want to understand this story. Ms. Allen, I need to know, did you know Mr. Lavant had a girlfriend and 3 children
No,
when you
Your
were
Honor.
sleeping with him?
No.
Yes, you did.
Was it
No, I
just a
didn't.
one-night stand?
No, it wasn't.
You commented on
We
my
was
firstborn
together,
child.
like I said, we was together 2010.
Y'all never
I
was
met him.
together.
No, yes, we was.
Over the phone?
Okay, first
Over the
off,
phone,
okay, but I wasn't
child.
talking to
Really?
you. Okay.
So wait a minute. I want to understand the nature of this relationship,
It was
Ms.
a long
Allen.
distance relationship.
They only talk
it was,
over the
it
phone,
was a
Your
long
Honor.
distance relationship.
So it was a long-distance relationship. You lived in one state, he lived in another?
Yes, Your
Okay,
Honor.
and so how would you all, or when would you all see one another?
I saw him 2015, Your Honor, but we was dating 2010.
Y'all never
So
was dating.
it was a long distance relationship,
That's not what he told
and I
me.
met him through a mutual friend.
So you've known him since 2010.
Yes, Your Honor.
But then you're saying all of you all were back
was
and forth in a
off and on. We
relationship
was-
for 5 years?
Yes.
Sleeping
It was off and
together?
on.
No.
Never.
No, it was off and on
Never.
type of relationship.
Y'all never was.
We
Mr.
was-
Lavant, were you talking to Miss Allen while you were in this relationship with your girlfriend?
No, I was not.
You met her in
I
2010.
met her in 2010.
When you
said
met
you-
her, did you tell her you were single?
Yes.
Never.
Never.
Yes, he did.
No.
Yes,
He
he
never
did, Your
did.
Honor. He was texting me on Facebook. We was calling each other on the phone in the video.
Well, how often did you talk to her on the phone?
I talked to her a year.
One solid
Nah.
year you
Yes.
were on the phone
Just
with her.
lies.
Yes.
Did you know this, Miss Lanier?
I
No.
knew about it, but I told him to stop
They
contacting
met in
her.
2013, Your Honor.
We
They
met in
two
2013.
so
We
how
had
you
our
know
first child in
about
2014.
You was
then
not there when we met
2015, and I
anyway.
just
So
had a
like I
child
said-
right after
like I said,
you.
was
One
not
out of-
there.
One at a
What
time.
I'm saying.
Mr. Lavant, you met this woman and you were having a phone conversation, a phone relationship for a year.
Yeah.
And then you say that culminated into a one-night stand.
We was never in a relationship though. We was talking as friends.
No,
That's
Right,
about
but at
it.
some point you had sex. How did you end up having sex?
In
In
2015.
2015.
In 2015, what happened? You were in long-distance phone relationship.
I came to
down.
Atlanta in 2015 for my vacation. We meet up after that. We did
But
what
you
we did.
contacted
Like I
me in
said,
that
we
week.
did what we did in 2015. And I got the proof, like you know, that when we did it.
You have proof?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. So this is a calendar you
Yes,
brought.
that we.
So on this calendar, you claim you were intimate with Mr. Lavant on the 27th of December.
Yes.
Your due date
Was September the 26th.
was
2000.
September 26th. So Mr. Lavant, do you agree with what this calendar asserts?
Not at all.
You don't believe that?
Not at all.
Why not?
The dates is wrong. You
Okay.
text me a letter, a doctor's letter saying that you was pregnant on the 6th.
On the 6th of January?
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
Did you bring that letter?
No.
So, okay, that doesn't negate the fact that you all may have had sex on the 27th of December.
I told
But
him
she
I
was having
pregnant.
sex with
I
other men,
told
and Mr.
him
Mitchell
I
was her
was
current
pregnant on
boyfriend.
the
She
26th
broke up
of
with her
January.
boyfriend just to
No, I
break up
wasn't.
my
No, I
happy
didn't.
home with
No, I
Mr.
didn't.
Lavant.
You don't know, so you wasn't there.
You are saying that Ms. Allen was intimate with another man somewhere during this timeline.
Yes.
Can you tell the court where?
In the park.
It was not at the park.
I mean, at what?
It was not at the park.
You slept with Mr. Mitchell in the park.
Like I said, it was not at the park. So
I did
You had
not
sex
mean
with
a
Mr.
location.
Mitchell.
I meant where within the timeline.
You had sex with Mr. Mitchell a day before you
don't
had
know
sex
when
with
I had
Mr.
sex with
Lavant.
him. You don't know when, so you wasn't not there. So why you here?
So now I gotta ask you this. Ms. Allen, do you admit you were also intimate with Mr. Mitchell during this window?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Allen, Mr. Lavant does not agree with your testimony or your calendar. Why are you so sure that Mr. Lavant is your child's biological father when you admittedly slept with Mr. Mitchell as well during the window?
Me and Mitchell and I did not finish what we did. Me and Jerome and I finished the intercourse.
Ms. Lanier,
Yes, Your Honor.
how did you find out your boyfriend may have gotten another woman pregnant?
He actually told me February 3rd
Yeah, 2
when
months
she was 3
after.
months pregnant.
I was 2 months.
What
He
did he
finally
say?
admitted
I
it
was
to
2
me
months.
after me and her had spoke over the phone, February 3rd.
How did you speak to her over the phone?
She called me.
And said what?
I am 3 months pregnant.
Wait a minute, how did you even know she existed?
She contacted me through social media on Facebook since 2014 when my first child was born. She,
Oh, so you knew.
She's been stalking us since day one. We've been together for 5 years.
That's not 5 years. Y'all been together for 3. Thank you.
We've been together for 5. The dates do not add up
The dates do
to
add
the
up.
conception of her child at all.
And you are still together right now.
Yes, we are. He actually just delivered our last child in February.
You just had a child in February.
Yes.
Now, if this child, Ms. Allen's child, turns out to be your boyfriend's biological child, is this relationship going to withstand
No, it's not.
this development?
No,
It
it's
won't.
not.
So you're saying if this ends up being your boyfriend's biological child, the relationship is over?
Yes.
Ms. Allen, has Mr. Lavant ever said, you know, I am this child's father? Did he admit it
Yes,
to you?
yes,
He did.
Through the text message.
And why are you so upset now?
Because he's denying my child. He needs to stand up for a place to be her daddy. I grew up with no daddy, so I know how it feels. So I want my daughter to have her daddy with her. It's her life over. It hurts me a lot. It really does.
You just want to break up a happy
No, I didn't.
home.
So be quiet. Number was
You've been trying to break us up
no,
since day one.
No, I didn't. Your man decides to cheat on you and me. Your man decides to call me on my phone.
No,
Wow.
You
He
text
has
me.
calls me and say, you want me up?
He calls you.
Yeah, in January.
That's a lie. That is
In
a lie.
January.
Mr.
is a lie.
Lavant, have you ever accepted that Layla is your child?
No.
You have never accepted she's your child?
No.
Yes.
So you have no idea why Miss Allen would
Just that
say
Where
this.
she
No.
sent pictures of the fake
Miss
child
Allen, you
and
said
them
yes, he did say that.
Yes.
Do you have any proof
Yes, I
of
do.
such? Jerome, will you please hand me the proof?
That's how.
This is a series of text messages between the two of you?
Yes.
Text messages?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, happy Valentine's Day, Lily.
Layla.
Layla, Daddy loves you. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Carlisha. Then you send a picture of
Layla.
Layla.
Daughter.
And then he says, Mr. Lavant says, what's she doing? And then you say, looking around. And then he says, she looking for me, laugh out loud. And then you say, laugh out loud, nah, her sis. And then you respond, Mr. Lavant, and I want my daughter.
Those text messages are fake.
That was not
I don't
fake.
know. That's not me.
It wasn't, Your Honor. How the heck do I send
That's
a
not
picture
me.
to myself and text myself? That's his number.
So you believe she fabricated all of this?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the motive here? Now, Ms. Lanier, you say she's trying to break you all up. She's been stalking you, and I mean this with all due respect. Why would she be so obsessed over you, Mr. Lavant?
Exactly.
I mean it respectfully. I really don't mean it in that way. I really want to know what? If you're just talking to her on the phone and nothing was really happening, and you weren't having sex with her, you weren't leading her on except a one-night stand. This is like a movie or something. I mean, one-night stand leads to her wanting to destroy your entire family?
Correct.
Why?
Because she know I'm a good man and I take care of my kids.
No, you don't. You want to take her, Layla?
Now, I will say this. I'm not overlooking the fact that you have reason to doubt. I mean, she's admitted that she slept with somebody else.
She been sleeping around with plenty other men.
No, I didn't.
Besides Mr. Mitchell.
No, I haven't. That's lies.
She even contacted me and told me that she was sleeping around
That's lies.
throughout her whole entire pregnancy.
That's lies. Lies, Your Honor.
I think we need to hear from this other man. Jerome, I'm ready to hear from him. Can you please escort Mr. Mitchell into the courtroom?
Yes. I'm going to have you go to the bench right next to the judge.
Mr. Mitchell, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're in court today talking about the paternity of beautiful baby Layla. I would like to know first and foremost, did you have a sexual relationship with her mother, Ms. Allen?
Yes, ma'am.
You did. Did she ever tell you that you could be Layla's father?
No, ma'am.
She didn't.
No, ma'am.
And so do you believe you are Layla's father?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Lavant, after you heard Mr. Mitchell's testimony, does that change in any way how you feel about Ms. Allen's assertions?
No.
It doesn't.
No.
I mean, he's a man of few words, but he was pretty direct.
She's just trying to pin her baby on Mr. Lavant.
No.
Because she knows that Mr. Lavant is a good man to me and to our kids.
No,
So, Ms. Lanier, after you've heard this testimony, has any of it changed how you feel about this? Do you still believe that Ms. Allen is lying and your boyfriend is not her child's father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you still stand by the fact that if he is, you are done with the relationship?
Yes, I am.
And you all have how many children?
3.
3. I think it's time we go to the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Allen versus Lavant Mitchell, when it comes to 6-month-old Layla Allen, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Mitchell, you are not the father. Mr. Lavant, I can hear a pin drop right now in this courtroom. In the case of Allen versus Lavant Mitchell, when it comes to 6-month-old Layla Allen, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Lavant, you are not the father.
Yes!
Wait.
Yes.
Miss Allen.
He's the only man I slept with, though.
Unfortunately, Ms. Allen, given this DNA evidence, that cannot be the truth. And Mr. Mitchell is not the child's biological father either. There must be at least one other person. Do you know who he is? You don't. You've got some thinking to do for your baby. But I have to say to you, if you keep up with this behavior, you're gonna be back in this courtroom again. You don't lay down with men on a whim. You're a valuable, beautiful girl. You now are the mother to a valuable, beautiful little girl. And we've got to break this cycle of behavior.